Appalachian Trail is one of the longest continuous footpaths in the entire world.
And iconic movie stars Robert Redford and Nick Nolte are up for the challenge of a world-class hike in their new comedy, A Walk in the Woods.
Hi, I'm Ken Kwapis. This is Made in Hollywood. I'm the director of A Walk in the Woods, and here's a scene from the picture.
2,000 people a year try to do this. Less than 10% make it. Fit people in their 20s can't do it, Dad.
You'll need a rain cover, too.
Rain cover? Why?
To keep out the rain.
You are not doing this alone.
How would you like to join me for a little stroll?
Not in this lifetime. Next time, call me for something fun, like a colonoscopy.
We find these two guys who seem very different on this journey. What is your character looking for, basically, in the end?
What he's looking for in the beginning is just someone to go with him, because nobody will. You know, everybody thinks he's crazy, including his wife. And what I liked about it is he couldn't explain why. It's just an impulse he had.
My character, when he hears Bryson's gonna go on this walk and Bryson doesn't get a hold of him, he sticks his head right in.
Until finally he's down to the last name on the list. And that's a friend he hasn't seen in 30 years, and they had a falling out. So that's how it starts, and they come together on that level, which I thought was great.
Bryson, it's Katz.
Stephen?
Not Stephen Katz. You two ended up on each other's nerves in Europe.
That was 40 years ago.
I gotta eat every hour, otherwise I get these,
Seizures?
Seizures, that's right.
You're directing Robert Redford and Nick Nolte. Those are really two icons when it comes to movies. Is that something you have to put aside so you can get to work, or do you think about that?
And the great thing about Bob is that he said, when I met him, he goes, I'm going to take off my producing hat, I'm going to take off my directing hat, I'm going to be the actor, I'm going to focus on bringing the character, Bill Bryson, to life.
We go?
We go. What goes up must come down. What the hell happened to down?
I just felt that Nick and I would do well together. I liked his work, and it just fell into place very naturally, which I suspected was going to happen, and it did.
How do you know all this stuff?
Well, there's these things called books.
Oh, no kidding, they're called books.
Yeah, they're like TV for smart people.
Sometimes I'd said to Bob that they were like a little bit like Bob Hope and Bing Crosby together.
I'm big picture, Bryson.
How's that working out for you?
There was just something natural that developed between he and I, that we were in synchronization with each other. It was great.
John Muir once said, sometimes a man just has to get a loaf of bread and throw it into a sack and jump over the back fence.
You okay?
Never better.
Did you guys do real vigorous hiking, or was it more kind of like movie hiking?
First day, we drove a mile and a half to get the location. And you pick a place where you can do a bunch of scenes. But it usually was high and spectacular views. So yeah, it was a journey. It was up. We walked and walked. But mainly we would walk doing scenes up there,
I actually think the film helped them get into shape a little bit. But I mean, there's a lot of scenes where they have complicated emotional dialogue while they're like climbing a steep hill. And we would often have to do those scenes 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, I don't know how many times.
You take after take after take. So if you're doing a section where you're hiking up the trail, okay, you've done that, now we go back and do it again, and you do it again and again. And then it's pretty much like really hiking the trail. Not 2,000 miles, but a lot more hiking than you would ever imagine.
They say the Appalachian Trail is like life. You don't know what's going to happen next, but you give it your best shot.
Made in Hollywood.